week.
And I'm drinking today.
How's y'all day been?
My week has been good. It's going to continue to be good. I've had some good days off. I'm looking forward to May. I feel like May's going to be a good month. So May's starting on what, Monday? So, right, just waiting for the new month.
Alright. What about you?
Vibes in this bitch. I'm good, I never really be trying to sound cliche, but I don't really never be having I don't ever want to sound like I'm complaining. Even if shit is not looking how I want it to look, but that's not the case. I mean, I'm doing great, but I'm just saying, even when it's not looking like it's looking now, I still just try to be positive. So I'm doing great. And even if I wasn't doing great, I was going to say I'm doing great anyway, because when you speak it, that's what it will be. So like Rissa said, it's going to continue to be great. Period.
About that.
What about you?
It's been good. It's been busy, but it's been, like you said, good. Not going to complain about anything, because anything could always be worse. And I've been learning a lot this week about myself and just what I do, so that inspires me to just keep doing things, positive energy. Trying to be motivated always and not be lacking.
I felt
no lacking game.
No lacking game.
So
okay.
That's like on my energy too, and my own stuff, not just, that's everything. So that's the attitude.
No
when
lacking
you said
nothing.
that, I'm like, that's no lacking, game.
Nothing.
That's like,
right.
You gotta be all or nothing with yourself.
Absolutely.
So this week we're gonna get into some black shit.
Yeah, some real black shit, just to end it off, to make your mind wander until we come back. Keep your mind going until we get back.
Alright, so when I was in school, social work, I learned that people, as the whole communities, that's all races, be divided between race, religion, and class. But then, even in our culture, when you think about it, we're divided amongst race. Just like we were talking about last year, we judge each other based on how we feel and our views, not just race, but everything, even politics. When I say race, shit, I fucked up. Can I go back a little bit?
No, but when you say race,
you can't never fuck up.
You can't never fuck up. But when you say race,
I mean, like the light skinism with race within our community is when we do shit like light skin shame or dark skin shame, shit that we did to each other since we were kids, not realizing how we were tearing each other apart, and we still as adults be saying how some women don't fuck with niggas because they light skin, or a man will describe a woman that he wants to a darker female and it don't be anything about her, and he basically explained, I don't like dark skinned women. It's just crazy the way we do each other with that. And then religion, like we kind of talked about last week, and then class. Same. Somebody live in the projects, somebody is middle class, and then somebody got a bomb-ass job, ain't never had to worry about the stuff that some of us might have to worry about. Then we be viewing each other different amongst that, when really we're all supposed to be united no matter what. We have to work together and grow.
I like that.
Yeah.
I had wrote down divided within the divided, because we already divided from the world itself. Black people are already divided, and then not only do we take it a step further, and we classify ourselves too. Like we like the light skin, dark skin, what class you are, what do you have. We very materialistic. I feel like sometimes it's like, what you look at, what's this, what's that. But I also feel like that's taught from when we are coming out of the womb. That is what we are taught, to be in competition with one another. That's just how I feel. I feel like, because I feel like I learned that. I feel like I would, growing up, in school, I wasn't, the light-skinned girl, because the light-skinned girl got all the guys, or they had the most attention and things like that. But it was, things that, it was, you had to be a certain way, and you had to do this, you had to have your hair wrapped. You couldn't wear no fro and be, they looking at, girl, your hair nappy as hell. No?
I remember when I first went natural, I still remember the girl to this day that said some shady shit at the lunch table to her friends about my natural hair journey. And I see her on social media all the time, and it don't bother me, but I be like, damn, look at me now, and what I I do with my hair is nothing like what you do.
Probably bald head
with your hair.
Is that elevated to say? That is not an elevated comment
But
to make.
it's true.
But the bitch is probably bald. I ain't mean to call her a bitch neither. But she's probably
yeah,
bald.
But
like,
I feel like we taught that from very young,
Right.
and it's really when we step out into society, when we start school, or when we go into, and we're really like, that's what we talk. We talk about a class, judge each other rather than just judge ourselves. We're taught this, like, and it's very hard, and we see it in TV, and now with this new generation, because we're kind of part of the old generation and the new generation, because it's
Yeah,
like
we're the combo.
we really are
We're
the
the
combo. So
combo.
it's like to see that, it's like that's all that it is. It's on the TV and it's in the social media, and now you can literally see
Yes.
them pushing like certain genres
Agendas
and
on
you can literally
certain
see it.
communities, ages
So
of
you think-
people, all of that.
And then
yes.
you think back to, when I was coming up or whatever the case may be, we had things like that, but it wasn't like pushing. Like, it wasn't like we seen different aspects, like, we seen a Black family on TV. Like, I seen Family Matters. I watched Fresh Prince. You watch somebody take, family take care of family. Like, you see things like that, but like now you really don't see them things, and it's like, now that I know that it comes like really directly from your environment, your spiritual environment, your just everyday who you surround yourselves with, like even down to like the places that you work at, they be very influential in
How you eat. We should wear this.
we should
like,
do
we
this,
should
we
do
should do
this.
that, and like it's like you talk that and you see that and you're like, well, I should do that. Girl had her hair done, she got the big afro, and you like, I want to try me a big afro, but when you do it on your hair, it doesn't really work, because what works for you, and it's what. So when you don't know that, it makes you get real lost. You get real lost, and
because you're doing what other people are doing instead
Right.
of doing what you want to
do.
Even if you do your hair like that and it don't work out for you, so the fuck what? If you like how it looks, then
Right.
go with the flow,
And
like
accepts us for who she is. Everybody try new things. Like, the first time you try something that might not be the best, but by the third time you done bake that cake, that shit
Yes.
bomb. Like,
yes, you might have did it the first time and it doesn't look how you wanted it to look, but then you do it the fourth time and now the shit is popping.
but every time you offer me a slice of the cake, I'm gonna try it. So why the fuck am I judging you on the cake didn't taste the same the third time as it did the first time? First time, no, just give people space to be them and to.
And that's the thing. In the Black community, I think we don't give each other enough space to be each other. What we do is we see, since it's only a certain amount of us who have maybe gained success or have successful this or have successful that, we don't have but so many things to look at as examples. So we then start to mimic the examples that we are seeing, and it may not even be what we want to do or who we want to be, but we get lost in trying to be this avenue because we know this avenue took someone somewhere. We're not understanding that it is our job to be who we're supposed to be so that we can open up the avenues for other people who are going to come behind us and are into the things that we want to do. So let's say this. Let's say no one Black ever was famous for writing a book. Let's say that. But we know that there were Black people that were famous for poetry, or we know that there were Black people that were famous for just having the gift of gab, right? That person who's out there using their talent to have the gift of gab and do all of these things, that pushes the person who wants to write the book to write the book because they see you being unapologetically yourself. And when people see that, it helps them be unapologetically themselves. Another example, which is what me and my husband were talking about something earlier because we were watching something on TV and he was like, no. It was a meme. It was a meme of Lil Baby. It was like when you find out that somebody that you don't even know doesn't like you or something like that, and it's like Lil Baby looking all crazy, right? And he's like, no homo, that nigga looks like a horse. And, it's just a funny comment. No disrespect to Lil Baby. But I said, you know what I got out of that comment? I said, you know what? It's so sad that you feel like you got to say no homo to me. Because I'm your wife, and I know that it's no homo. You know what I'm saying? But you feel like you got to say no homo because that's just what you're used to saying. Because if a Black man comments on the appearance of another Black man, oh, he's gay. Oh, that's weird. oh, you should, oh, why is he talking about another man? You get what I'm saying? And when I said that, it just made me think like, okay, so that's one thing that we can't do within the Black community. We can't just express ourselves freely. We got to express ourselves in a way that Black people fuck with. And that can be odd when you maybe come from a mixed background. Maybe you was adopted. You ain't even been around Black people all your life. We are so caught up on the most minuscule things to show that you're Black. Right?
And it causes each other social anxiety.
And it fucks us up because now we're focused on not recognizing the things that make you my brother or my sister. Because let me tell you something. It's motherfuckers that are Black that are not for you.
I felt that.
It's people that are Black that don't fuck with your Black ass. Okay? So just like it's people that are Black that are not there to help you or there for you or there for your causes, there are white people and Mexican people and all kind of races of people who are for you and who are for the equality and advancement and whatever else of your people, okay? Because they just want love for everybody. And that's really how we should be looking at it. But because Black people are so shunned, we automatically put ourselves in this box of we are not accepted by the world, and we being anybody my color. So then that puts us in a automatically heightened anxiety ass space of looking and viewing the world. So now when all that shit that I feel inside of myself, what did I say a couple episodes ago? When I see somebody else, I'm looking at me.
I was just listening to that episode earlier today.
So if I'm looking at you, and even if it's something on you that's visibly that I don't like, right? It's still a representation of something inside of me or whatever it is that I don't like with me.
Even if it's happiness, you said.
Even if it's something positive, right? Even if I see the beauty in your eyes. I see the beauty in your eyes because I see the beauty in my own eyes.
Thank you. I felt that she was looking dead at me. I was like, okay.
I was in the middle of that.
So,
thank you.
I think that we just have to think of bigger pictures and stop focusing so much on our downfalls or focusing so much on the things that are holding us down and weighing us down, because the more we focus on that, that's what our reality is. And what I want to see in a Black community is that we are open to love, right? Not open to color or open to this person doing this or this. Okay, I feel like I need a drink. No, literally, y'all picked y'all glasses up at the same time, so I felt like I was supposed to pick my glass up at that time.
Because it was like you said, open to love, and we got Valentine's Day. I don't know. It was just like, okay.
But I feel like we as Black people, we're so scared of love because we don't see it often. It's not really represented for us. It's not saying that Black love is not out there or that people can't love if they're Black. That's not at all what I'm saying. But what I am saying is that it is not perpetuated. So because it's not perpetuated, we're uncomfortable with love.
That's what
and we really gotta love. If we just accept love, then we'll be able to identify no matter what color it comes in. And that's why I think that it's okay. Like, I'm not gonna be stressed out here about a Black girl marrying a white man and a white girl marrying a Black man. Now, do I think that there's some psychological other things going on with some interracial relationships? Absolutely. But I'm not saying that they don't love the person.
Right.
If they recognize love, they recognize love. Who am I to motherfucking judge that? And as Black people, we just need to recognize love so that we can see it when it's there, see it when it's not there. Okay, notice when it's absent, and build off of that, because that is a foundation that you can build off of.
And can I? One thing.
I'm sorry.
No, just what you said though, and the fact that it makes so many of us angry is a reflection moment in itself too. Because why does it make us angry? Is it the fact that the things that they say, the reason why they date other races? Because when we think about it, even some of their reasoning be true. And like she said, it might be deeper cause. But if this is all the examples you've seen from a Black man or a Black woman, so you feel like that's not what you want for yourself, we have to understand that that's a us thing. We have to do better within the community of fixing relationship between
Yes.
woman and woman, man and man,
Yes.
woman and man.
Woman and
Like,
man
as a
especially.
whole.
Yes. Yes.
To
Just so we can get that, and then I'll go ahead and restart.
that was so fucking quick.
Go ahead. You keep going. Because you weren't sis.
As a whole, to build up better understandings of each other. Like, we're never gonna understand each other if we don't stop and take the time to even have the conversations like you and your husband had about the words no homo, like within marriage.
It was
like
so weird.
And I get that. And now thinking about it, most men don't open up to us and say certain things because they feel like they're gonna be judged, and that's a barrier. Every time like we put barriers in between woman to woman, friend to friend, cousin to cousin, aunt to whoever, man to woman, woman to child, man to child, child to adult. Every time we put that barrier there, it puts a bigger gap between us as people, and it makes it harder for us to connect and build upon.
Yes.
So if we knew how to
because
break
you're
that
not
shit
building,
down,
it's not creating a sturdy block. It's creating a block that has chips and it has a lot of imperfections in it. And maybe nothing's perfect, but when we're coming together in love, I'm sorry, that's probably the most closest thing to perfect that we're going to see when people are coming together in love. So no, it may not be everything is perfect, but this shit is a perfect combination. You get what I'm saying?
and we even have to understand that within other cultures and races, like, people think white people's life so fucking perfect.
And
they are not. and then other cultures, like, we compare
Yes.
ourselves to the Asians. The Asians are smart. We want to be. We can. It's all about the education.
Don't get me started, because everybody come from us anyway. So that's the whole point of them taking knowledge from us, so that we don't understand that we disassociate ourselves from white people privilege and white people financial success, and then we disassociate ourselves from Asians being smart, and we disassociate ourselves from Puerto Ricans and Spanish people being beautiful and all these things, but not even understanding that all these motherfuckers came from us.
And
so
I
where you
felt
think
that.
they got all that from?
And you know this because of your education. And earlier you said that we don't have enough role models, or we don't see enough besides celebrities, and that shit is so fucking true. But it's not even true, because
we don't
we're just
choose
uneducated.
to. And we don't
if you
choose
chose to go look up some other shit,
Right.
if you think about it enough, then you can take that same time that you can to be looking at whatever celebrity, TV show, movie, social media. You can take that same time and look into the question in your head about whatever, and that can be one little simple step to helping you and your people be better.
I literally told my kids that. I told my two oldest, I said, you guys are always on your phones. You're always on TikTok. You're always on YouTube. All of these things. What do you want to do? You want to start a business? What do you want to do when you get older? Or you want to play basketball? So why don't you look up basketball drills that you can do on TikTok? Why don't you look up basketball drills you can do on YouTube? Oh, you want to bake cakes? Why don't you look up some cakes that you can bake? I bought you the cake set up there. You got a basketball. So use these things that you have at your fingertips to make you a better you, so that when you go out here in the world, anything you fucking touch is a better it.
And when
Because
you a
that's how you
better you,
operate.
and it's a better it, we a better people.
Yes.
Because instead of going to all these
Yes.
other businesses, what would happen if we all used our potential and worked together instead of hated each other?
Like I said, I don't care that I might not have got along with sis when we were in middle school, but now we're 32 years old, so she buy lashes. Let me just get some lashes from sis.
Instead
Because
of
I
being
fuck with the
mad.
lashes. So instead of making the white man richer, I'm making my sister richer. And you know what? She's gonna put that back into her community because now she's being inspired to do back more for her community, because she's like, damn, my community's fucking with me.
And she could build her business up at the same time. You see her upgrading herself, and you upgrading you.
It's a chain reaction. We promote and inspire the change in other people. But if we don't understand that, and if we're selfish, and if we're only like, well, no, I'm just trying to do this shit for me. Everything is always bigger than you.
That is a European state of mind.
Yes.
To do things for me. It's literally
Everything's
a
always
book
bigger than you.
that I have.
Everything you just just out for yourself. That's very European to really think of, because that is what the white man tells you to do. Just think for yourself. Just care about yourself. Don't worry about nobody else.
Don't cheat on that paper. You're cheating by looking at her paper. Not saying that, okay, yeah, I should probably be doing this by myself. But if I need help, then I need help. And you're telling me don't ask for any help. Because you want to judge me right now on by what the fuck you think I know.
In the black community, it's so hard, and especially for me or myself as a black woman, I hate asking for help.
And we all do.
I feel like it's been
It makes you feel weak.
It just makes you
so
feel
now
like
you're weak.
Yeah,
but not realizing that if it's not a lot of black women that can ask for help, then for you to actually be able to ask for help, see, they fucked us by thinking that if you don't, then you're strong. No, if you do, then you're strong, because you're actually going against the grain, and that's the hard part. Going against the grain. Going against what everybody else is telling you to do and what society is telling you to do, and actually doing what the fuck you know and feel you're supposed to be doing. So every time that we actually do that, what did I tell you the other day when we was on the phone? I'm so thankful for you paying attention to inklings and warnings and just things that you know that have caught your awareness, being aware of something. I'm thankful that you're able to recognize when you're gaining some type of awareness, because that could literally be something that changes your life for the better, for the good, for the up, for the down, whatever it may be. You are getting that little whatever for a reason. But when we don't pay attention to that type of shit, and we just let anybody or everybody else tell us what the fuck to do, then we have a problem. Because then everybody can influence us. What's the dollar that doesn't circulate? The black dollar. The black dollar does not circulate.
So much shit.
That means that we give our money to everyone else instead of giving it to each other. I am always about coming together. Like, I'm always like, what's some shit that we could all do together? Like, what's some shit that we could all put in together? What's some shit that we can get together? Like, I'm always thinking like that, because we are better together. If one of us fall off and there's 7 of us, then we got a better chance of making it happen. If one of us fall off, the other 6 can keep it going, and then you get back on your feet. You might get back bigger than what the fuck we was, and now, nigga, you putting us all on. You get on, but nobody's thinking like that, because everybody's a little crab in a bucket.
That's why.
And we're not just saying this shit for podcast purpose. We're saying this shit because this is reality.
Real ass
when
shit.
our first year of friendship, when we all had business booming, what did we do with our businesses? If I didn't have it, go to T. If T ain't got it, go to Rissa. If Rissa ain't got it, go to Nay. If Nay ain't got it, go to Rissa. Like, we were really working together.
Yes.
And if I wouldn't have became unfocused, I always think if I wouldn't have became unfocused and discouraged about social shit, where I would be now, and then I'm like, everything happened for a reason, because then my teacher journey wouldn't be where it is now. And I have more knowledge as a whole.
When we get to our end goal that everybody don't even know that we always be talking about, and when that shit
we don't even really know where it's gonna go.
When that shit really happened, when we established that shit that we said we was gonna do, okay? The shit that has already put you in alignment.
I got chills right now.
You get what I'm saying? Okay, sorry. But what I'm saying is, when we get there, we gonna tell y'all, we gonna run this episode back. When we have our grand opening of whatever, and we do whatever, we gonna run this little portion back. And we gonna be like, this is what we was talking about right here. This is it. And it manifested itself. And we gonna keep on showing people, our people, by example, that any fucking thing that you say is your reality is your fucking reality. There is nothing that is not within your reach. So black people, stop thinking that you are limited, okay? That's the limit. Whatever you say it is. So if you say this is all I can do, well, sis, that's all you can do. And my brother, that's all you can do. But when you tell yourself there is no limit, there is no limit. I just keep going. Okay, I got this. Okay, I'm going for more. Okay, I got this. I'm going for more. Not greed. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about pure, divine alignment, intuition as products. Okay, I told my husband earlier about the intention that you're putting into something, right? So on Snowfall, right? I know everybody watches Snowfall.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't talk a lot too. I think it's because I've been drinking. But on Snowfall, right? Franklin at the end, I don't want to give it. Okay, spoiler alert. So if you haven't watched Snowfall, the ending, don't listen to what I'm about to say. Spoiler alert, okay? So I'm about to say what I'm about to say because I'm not gonna care because I already warned you. Now at the end, Franklin is literally like any nigga you didn't probably seen walking down your fucking hood, okay? He looks like any other nigga you ever seen, right? And I seen all these memes going around like, oh, his mother betrayed him, his father betrayed him, this person betrayed him. And that may be true, right? But when your intention is not right, and when you do these things for people so that they can do something for you down the line, okay? Not because you truly want to do it from your heart, and you care, and you love them, and you want to see them doing good. No, you doing these things so that if push comes to shove, or if I need to, I can always come holler at you on the back end. When you're doing shit like that, and your intention is not pure, you're going to be Franklin. It don't matter what all you done gained. It don't matter what all you done did. That shit don't matter when your intentions are not pure, especially when you got that shit off the unpure intention. What the fuck did you think was gonna happen?
You'll always fall.
You will always fall. So that's why you gotta make sure your heart is right, your spirit is right. Black people gotta come together and make sure that their heart is right. Not come together because, oh, she got this, so I can get this from her. I'm going to just play cool. Oh, he got this. I can get this from him, and I'm going to play cool.
And that is so hurtful. I'm sorry, I just blurted that out. Because that really hurts my feelings because people do that to me a lot. And that's how people hate that. Like, you don't even have to be like that towards me. If we are supposed to meet in each other's, like, time, or if it's supposed to learn this lesson, I'd rather you just say, you learned the lesson from me rather you than to use me and not really value anything. Like you just take to make you better, but it's really not making you better. It's really just, putting this bigger force around you. So when your bubble really do start popping, it's gonna hurt and it's gonna sting and it's gonna do all this. But it's just that I don't know if that triggered me a little bit. But I was just like, because people really do, and it's very. I feel like, and it's still popping in my head that it's something that is taught. Like you're taught to do that. You're taught to treat people the way you're taught that. And when that's me. Like I've really been taking the month of April, just been like, what the hell have you been taught? Like what have you been taught? Because some shit you so okay, well who told you that? Where'd you get that from? Like how? And I've been really questioning like myself, like. Okay, you've always done this, but why have you always done this? Where did you get this from? Is this something that is helping you? Well, this ain't helping you, so what can we do? We gotta change this. Like it's like when excuse me, word vomit. But by me doing that, it's like I am like a walking example. Like and so to me, sometimes I can't give words. I can't give nothing because I have to just keep doing and fixing and figuring out for myself. And then when I get to that point where I can not understand it, because half the time when you be going through shit, you do not understand it at that time. You be sitting there like, why is this happening? I know this happening, but why is this happening? So when you do get to that end goal, you be like, damn, that happens because this is why this happens. So it's like. To me, the black community, when things do happen, we be so committed to the pain of it that we be so choosing. like we be choosing. We be choosing to like be the victim. And the gospel song is I'm more than a conqueror. I'm more. So when you I'm a conqueror, I'm more. And try, and you really look at it, and you like, damn. I've been moving this whole way because it's something that somebody. This was an example that was presented to me. Like Nate stated earlier, like we don't have that many. So the ones that we do look up to, hell, they figuring it out just like I'm figuring out. So, like looking at that, I feel like we have to step back and really reteach ourselves. And and teach us
unlearn some shit
and
and reteach.
Like
Unlearn
when you had
relearn.
said something earlier about us just moving in love, it was so hard for me to move in love because I had no absolute idea how to do it. I didn't even know, and I'm like, well, how am I supposed to? And then that comes from that pure intention, like. How you moving? Are you doing this with her? Like, how you moving? Like,
ask yourself that every day. We about to tell our viewers, this is the how you moving crew. So, like, how you moving gonna be like the next.
Because you know when you're moving on some, you know when you're moving on some snake shit. You know when you're feeling in some type of way. You know when you know when somebody push you up.
How you moving? How you moving too? Like when you feel like you have the good heart and you the lover and the helper. We start to build up those habits when, such and such that fucked us over, then such and such that fucked us over, then such and such that fucked up over. Then what we do? We put up a wall and we block out good ass people that come into our life or that was already into our life, and that creates another barrier. And then you end up alone and mad and bitter about every fucking thing in life.
Self-sabotaging.
When in real life you need to be with community so you can feel better and so y'all can grow. The next person don't know what you going through for real or how you hurting or when you hurting or when you happy genuinely if you don't tell them. Because we live in such a social media world that whatever we see on the internet is what we believe. You have to really talk to someone to know what is going on in their life.
Yes.
And we don't do that to people. We look at people on the internet and we judge them all fucking day. And I know because I'm guilty of that sometimes. So I've been working on it. Because like I said, I be wanting to delete people just for the negativity and the pain and then I think, well damn, that's a reflection of me when I'm going through shit because I know motherfuckers tired of seeing my uncle. But hey, that's that hurt that I feel. And I don't post 1,000 positive things because I worry about hate and negative energy from the black community.
So sad.
Ain't that crazy?
You can't even be positive because your people think it's fake.
And me and my boyfriend were talking about this. We were talking about like there's so many memories that we have that were not pictured or posted on the internet that were great memories. And we like, well damn. And I'm like, well this why I don't post stuff. He's like, well this why I don't post stuff. And it's like for completely different reasons, but it's all within the same because we are a judgy ass community.
Yeah, we are.
Down to the fact where I done seen people on the internet go in on posts about somebody else's background. Granted, you should mind what the fuck you post, but why are y'all that concerned that 397 people talking about Lucretiana's?
You know what's
that's
crazy?
But you know Lucretiana, because I was about to talk about Carisha. But you go ahead and say. But you know what's
crazy, and you know what was a reflection for me that I sat there and read them 300 and something, and I'm like, what did that say about me? Like
that we're nosy as fuck.
And that I just said that on my snap. I said I am so. And
I don't feel like there's anything wrong with being nosy when you're being nosy about the right shit.
Right.
So that same dedication you putting into reading them comments is go
read
the book.
the book.
You feel what I'm saying? Like
read
there's nothing wrong with that type of dedication.
But
read a book. You feel what I'm saying? What I was gonna say is I'm glad that you said that because what I think is so funny, right? And I'm gonna always bring up little celebrity topics from now on because I feel like that's my thing. I'm always like nosy and into people's like I see it
one
on
of these
social media.
people. Okay,
right. I am one of these people. Like I'm nosy. I see the shit. I see it there. So I do retain the information, right? It's not the only information I retain. But I retain the information. And what I think is that in the black community, right, everybody loved Carisha and Diddy together, right? Everybody loved Carisha and Diddy, Young Miami and Diddy, blah, 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 blah. The nigga then popped out with a baby, right? Ain't nobody shun her or make fun of her. I ain't gonna say nobody. Some people might have been like, oh, that's what the roses was for. Oh, that's what this is for. Oh, yeah, but she's still fucking with him, right? He's still taking her own yachts. He's still doing this. But who on the yacht too? The baby mama, right? So this little lifestyle she living with this man, right? She fucking with this man. She probably didn't know he was about to have a baby. Found out he was about to have a baby. I could be wrong. This is my interpretation. I thought the nigga was about to have a baby. You still fucking with the nigga because you're trying to prove your point. Because ain't that what we do as women? We want to prove our point, right? So you're trying to prove your point.
Especially
right?
when you hurt my feelings.
You hurt my feelings. In front of the world.
Feelings be hurt. Now
you hurt my feelings in front of the world. I'm trying to prove my point now. Okay, so now I'm trying to get my look back. Look, I'm trying to get my look back. I'm trying to get my look back. like Razor said, okay? So you trying to get your lick back, and you and you still fucking with the nigga, right? So now they didn't put. Hold on. Oh, it's still on. So now it's been said in the goddamn what's it called? What's the goddamn interview that she ain't with Diddy no more.
Yeah,
okay? I'm no longer with Diddy. I'm just living life. Blah, 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 blah.
But you was living life
and
before.
it's still no shunning, right? And I'm not ever saying that we should shun our sister Carisha, because baby, I'm a city girl somewhere inside my heart. I love Carisha and JT, and I fuck with the city girls. Don't ever get fucked up. What I am saying, okay, is that there's somebody in your black community that you know that this same exact story didn't happen to, and you judging the fuck out of her. Oh, you ain't saying that she cute. Oh, you ain't saying that it's okay. Oh, you judging her for staying. You judging her for still fucking with the nigga. She leave the nigga, you still judging her. That's what I'm saying. So because it's Carisha, oh, it's alright. Because it's a city girl.
But Keisha down the
But
street.
it's a girl in your city. Let's switch that. Instead of a city girl, it's a girl in your city.
That literally like happened to me. Like I felt like
it's a girl in your city. But like I said, bitches be picking and choosing. It's okay. As long as you're in the black community, it's so weird. As long as you're in a certain social light and social status and a certain whatever caliber of what we feel as a person, it doesn't really matter what happens to you. But when you're a regular, schmegular person, just living life, people want to judge you. And we want to judge each other. You want to know why? Because when I judge you, it takes the shit that I want to judge about myself away.
And half of the time
I don't have to look at that.
Judging motherfuckers, we end up going through the same shit
same
or something
shit.
similar that we would
That's
judge.
You ain't never talk shit about nobody, and then that same shit happened to your ass. You sitting there like.
So then, what do? Do you judge yourself, or you be like, "Damn, I see what sis was going through, but I never tell her that fuck her still."
I reached out to a young lady today just because I know she in pain, and if I see somebody in pain, and I call myself trying to show love and be positive and do all of these things, then why would I not try to extend love to her?
Right.
If I see something's wrong with her, or if I see that I feel that she's going through something. Us women, we got that feeling, okay? It don't matter what somebody posts on Facebook. You know if somebody's like, okay, we might be capping a little bit, whatever, you're just exaggerating, blah, blah, blah.
That's where you use that discernment.
When you feel that feeling, why would you not try to help someone that you know is in need of your help? That's what I mean when I mean move off love. Like, move off of something genuine in a space where you really mean it. Because when you move like that, especially within our community, when we start moving like that amongst each other, in the last episode, I was talking about the man that I held the door open for, who was a white man, right? But when we do that in our community, we show each other that it's other black people that care.
Right.
Because a lot of us think that we don't care about each other. That's why we're killing each other. That's why we're, hating each other, fighting each other, doing all of these things because we don't care about each other. And that's not true. That's the furthest thing from the truth, because black people as a whole are communal, is that even a word? Communal people.
But it's a fear thing. I feel like it's
and
fear.
we cannot
and
let
fear.
It is a hindrance.
It's ignorance.
It is a hindrance.
And it's like, because, say like when, we've had, group discussions before where we have invited, people to come out and do things, and they don't come because they scared. They like, if I go,
but we're gonna keep doing it.
Keep on doing it.
We're gonna open it back up.
But if I come out here and I say this and say that, what's the first reaction? Somebody within this is going to take something and judge me from it. And I feel like it's very important and that's one of the things I feel like you learn within your soul tribe. And I've learned this within the last year, because it's things that I've said to these two and to, to Nikki and things like that I've said that I've never said before. And it's like, it's okay, because when I did say, I'm like, girl,
you never heard them again.
Did anybody come back to you with that information?
Absolutely not.
And that's what we have to keep instilling in each other: pride and loyalty and all of these things that we think that we lack. And we only think that not only because of the experience. Yeah, we might have experienced it with one or two of us, but you could experience that with any person. You're experiencing that in your life, but that doesn't have to be like the genre of that's what that type of people is to you. We traumatize ourselves when we don't love each other. When I don't show you love and I'm a black woman, that traumatizes you.
That is very I was about to say it's very traumatic to just like for somebody to come out that wasn't my family to say that they love me. I was like, what?
Right.
Like, what's the catch?
It's weird.
It's what's the catch to it? Like, it's like, so when you really start moving in love and really start listening to your intuition and listening and understanding the people's purpose and what things come into your life, you start to, even the bad, you welcome it because you like, I know I'm going to learn something from this. I know this is going to be beneficial for me. I don't see it right now, and I might have some times where I'm sitting here listening to Mary J. Blige crying my eyes out, but that's okay.
You
that's
saying
okay.
this literally makes me think of like you with physical contact, and then so many of us within our community. Like, how many of us are just okay and embracive to hugs and physical touch?
Right, I love to hug people. It's so weird. I always hug.
But you know how many people don't?
Right.
Or who like feels like that's awkward, or who doesn't really know what that feels like because they didn't get that. Like, that is a barrier within itself too. Like,
when me and they used to hug, I was like, girl, get off me.
She like think I was being gay every time, and like, Rissa, in real life, you're not even my type, baby. I just love you. You my friend. You my sister.
And now you my type. But it's now like we've grown together. Like, it's like now I love all over now. Like, it's like it's like
you're like a suspect one now.
Yeah, they're just joking. I'm not. But it's like really learning that, and I had to be comfortable in that because I never really had that. I ain't have nobody really give me a hug unless it was something bad. Like, it was something like
that equates to something bad.
Yeah, like you give me a hug to embrace me because something happened to me or something like that. So for somebody to just hug me just because they like me,
and I feel like you say that. I always say,
thank you for sharing that.
You remind me of my mama in different ways. You want to know why we are so big on affection, like me and my sisters? Because my mama said growing up, her and her siblings didn't get a lot of hugs and love and affection. So no matter if she was mad at us and we wasn't getting along for 2 weeks, my mama always made sure she told us she loved us. She gave us kisses in different places, and she hugged us. She gave us what she didn't have, so we have to.
I love my kids so extra. I'm very extra with kisses and all of that because
with my oldest son, nobody ever asked me, how you doing? So every time, like every day, I'm like, how you doing? He be like, I'm alright. I'm like, you sure? Like, you good? Like, just checking, like, you good? Like, up here? Like,
sweet.
And like, he be looking at me like, Ma, I'm good. Like, I'm like, you can talk to me. Like, and that's something that I didn't have because I felt so uncomfortable talking to my dad. I'm like, I used to write notes to my dad, be like, I need this and this and this, and it be things that I need as a girl, as a young woman. So I'm like.
And that's like slave mentality.
And I tell him that. I'm like, you don't even understand. Like, I couldn't even come to him to ask him for stuff. And I said, I'm 33 now, and I still can't come. I'm like, and he be knowing, like, now it's like, I be knowing that my dad already, before I even open my mouth, my dad already knows when I'm gonna, if I need help or anything. He just like,
he feels it now.
He's being very
patient. That intuition. He's getting that intuition.
He's being very patient with me because I come, but it's like, give me some time, let me, and I'm one of those people, I write things down, like, this is what I want to say, this is what I want to make sure I hit this, because once I get to talking, I get to rambling, I will just, and he be like,
that's my mama.
Yeah, what you need? Like, you don't speak, and my dad told me this, he said, you do not speak unless you really need something, so when you do speak, I listen to you, because I know she normally don't say anything, so if she's saying something, that means she needs something, so it's like, it's really being comfortable in that, and I'm like, still in my adult age, I still struggle with that, just being comfortable, just be like, I need a little bit more today than I did yesterday. And just be like, I need to be, and it's just me being more comfortable with myself, like me asking that of myself, like, and stop thinking that I should get that from other people and just be like,
comment on that?
Go ahead. You love me?
But do you think that maybe it being uncomfortable to even as your father, being uncomfortable to accept help from him makes makes you uncomfortable, period, with just talking to a man.
Yes, it does. Because I feel like it's on condition.
About anything.
Yeah, I really do.
Let's talk about it on Spotify, Apple Podcasts.